Have you ever tried to be the nice passenger? You smile, you tip early, you chat with the staff, you even clean up your cabin so they don't have to. And yet, behind those practiced smiles, some crew are quietly groaning. Because what passengers think is polite can actually stress the crew out, slow them down, or even get them in trouble. They'll never say it out loud, but today, you'll hear what they really wish you knew. These are 10 polite things cruise passengers do that the crew secretly hate. And if you've done even one of these, they definitely remember. Let's start with one that sounds generous, but quietly makes crew cringe. Number 1. Over-tipping or tipping the wrong way. A friendly couple once handed their steward $100 cash the moment they boarded. "We just want to take care of you all week," they said. The steward smiled, but inside, they tensed up. Because now, every other guest in that section expects equal service, and that early tip looks like a bribe. Crew bonuses and tips are monitored, and untracked cash can create headaches or even disciplinary flags. Here's the truth. Tipping upfront adds pressure, not gratitude. If you really want to show appreciation, wait until the end or use the official envelope system. That's how it counts, both for them and for their record. They appreciate kindness, but prefer it fair and consistent. And speaking of too much kindness, the next mistake hides behind compliments that cross the line. Number 2. Over-complimenting as friendly talk. One passenger thought he was being charming, complimenting every server and bartender. "You're so beautiful. You work so hard." By day 3, half the dining staff was avoiding his table. Crew are trained to smile, but constant personal flattery, especially from the same guest, becomes uncomfortable fast. What feels like friendliness can blur into awkward or even inappropriate territory. They hear these lines hundreds of times a week, and it wears thin. The rule of thumb: compliment service, not appearance. A genuine "thank you for remembering my drink order" means more than a string of "you're amazing-s." Kindness lands best when it respects boundaries. And if you think chatting's bad, wait until you hear what happens when guests try to help. Number 3. Offering to help the crew. A polite man saw his cabin steward struggling with towels and said, "Let me give you a hand." Sweet, right? Except that tiny gesture could have gotten the steward written up. Crew aren't allowed to let guests handle carts, trays, or equipment. It's a safety and liability violation. If a passenger slips or breaks something, the crew member gets blamed. They appreciate the thought, but the best help you can give is space. Step aside, smile, and let them do their work safely. One steward once said, "The passengers who help the most are the ones who don't touch anything." It's not coldness, it's protocol. And the next polite thing? It digs a little deeper into their personal lives. Number 4. Asking too many personal questions. Where are you from? How long are you away from home? Do you miss your kids? Questions like that sound caring, but for many crew, they reopen homesickness they try hard to manage. A waiter from the Philippines once said, "We answer politely, but inside, it hurts." Most crew are away for 6 to 9 months straight. When every table asks, it becomes emotional labor layered on top of physical exhaustion. If you want to connect, talk about travel or food, not family separation. They love guests who treat them like humans, not therapy patients. So next time, swap "Do you miss home" for "What's your favorite port so far?" It lands much lighter. And while we're talking about kindness, the next gesture can actually cost them their job. Number 5. Giving personal gifts or food. A passenger once left a small box of chocolates on her cabin steward's cart with a note, "Thank you for everything." The steward quietly disposed of it, not because they were ungrateful, but because ship policy forbids personal or edible gifts. Every package is a potential contamination or smuggling risk. Crew can be penalized or fired for accepting food or perfume. If you want to give thanks, use the tip envelope or leave a handwritten card through guest services. That way, it's recorded as appreciation, not contraband. The thought is lovely. The gesture just needs structure. But some passengers skip gifts entirely and go straight to invitations, and that one can make crew panic. Number 6. Inviting crew to eat or drink with you. "You've been amazing. Come have dinner with us tonight." It sounds warm and inclusive, but for crew, it's the definition of stress. Socializing with passengers violates nearly every cruise line's code of conduct. Even being spotted off duty with a guest can mean suspension. One bartender recalled a couple offering him a seat during formal night. He declined politely, then had to file a report about it the next morning. Crew aren't being rude, they're protecting their jobs. The best compliment you can give is to enjoy their service, not cross into their off hours. They'd love to join you, but they simply can't. And even guests who never cross boundaries sometimes go too far in another direction. The super tidy crowd. Number 7. Overcleaning or rearranging the cabin. One woman thought she was being considerate, stripping her bed, stacking towels, even rearranging furniture to help housekeeping. Her steward walked in, froze, and sighed. Why? Because it threw off the cabin cleaning flow entirely. Crew follow strict checklists: bedding order, vacuum path, sanitization cycle. Rearranging anything breaks their rhythm and can make them miss items they're scored on. The kindest thing you can do? Leave the room as is. They're professionals, not guests in your home. So instead of cleaning, just clear the clutter. That small respect saves them time and earns you silent gratitude. And while you're leaving things alone, remember, the next mistake isn't physical. It's verbal. Number 8. Complaining to the crew instead of guest services. You're so kind, but our AC isn't working. It sounds polite, but for the waiter or steward, it's panic. They're not allowed to fix your issue, and if it's not logged through guest services, they get blamed for not reporting it. A bartender once said, "Guests think we're helping when we listen, but the moment we nod, it becomes our problem." If something's wrong, cabin smell, billing, excursion, always go to guest services. It protects the crew from write-ups and you from delays. The crew can't solve every problem, but they'll quietly thank you for going through the right channel. And while some passengers vent too much, others do something that's even trickier. They stop the crew mid-shift to say thanks. Number 9. Standing in the way to say thank you. Disembarkation day. A kind couple stops their steward in the hallway for a heartfelt 5-minute speech of appreciation. Sweet. Yes. Helpful. Not exactly. On turnaround days, every minute is scheduled. 15 cabins in 1 hour, inspections pending, supervisors timing every corridor. A long thank you can cause them to fall behind and face warnings. If you really want to say thanks, leave a note or a review mention with their name. That's how they get recognized. Gratitude is powerful. Just don't make them late showing it. And our final one, it's the ultimate irony, being too polite to use their service. Number 10. Saying, "I don't need anything." A passenger smiled and said, "You've been working so hard. Don't worry about my room today." They thought they were being kind, but that one line nearly got their steward in trouble. Every cabin must be cleaned daily for health and safety records. Skipped rooms trigger supervisor alerts. If yours isn't cleaned, it counts against the crew, even if you told them not to. They appreciate your thoughtfulness, but the best way to help is to let them do their job. At sea, kindness means respect for the process, not skipping it. So there you have it, 10 polite things cruise passengers do that the crew secretly hate. They smile, they nod, and they'll always thank you. But what they really want is simple: space, fairness, and respect for their routines. The ocean may look calm, but behind every smooth sailing are hundreds of crew making it all work. The kindest cruisers aren't the loudest or the most generous. They're the ones who make the cruise day easier. Which of these surprised you the most? Tell me below. And remember, cruise kind, not just polite. Until next time, take care and happy cruising.